Today, I thought we could talk a little bit more and meditate on the the protective shells that develop around our hearts. And I know we've talked about this before, but I thought we could devote some more time to it today. And as we've discussed in the past, we're all born with our hearts naturally open. So if you look at children, young children, they're running around full of joy, full of love. That's how we all start off, with our hearts open. It's easy to love. It's easy to find joy in things. It's easy to connect with people. Then over time, throughout our lives, we start to get wounded emotionally or physically or verbally. And these wounds, the wounds that hurt us deep to our core, over time, those teach us to start to close off our heart, to protect ourselves from feeling more pain. And then if we're wounded deeply and we're not allowed to express our emotions, if we just have to repress them, then those repressed emotions start piling up on top of our heart as well. And over time, it forms this hardened protective shell around our hearts. And in some ways, that's a good thing because it protects us from being hurt deeply again. So it is a protective measure, and there's a reason that develops like that. But it also prevents us from being able to easily open our hearts. It makes it harder to connect to our own hearts. It makes it harder to connect to others. It makes it harder to tap into that source of love that's always present within our hearts, but often buried underneath wounds and repressed emotions. So in today's meditation, we're going to work on starting to thaw and soften that protective shell around the heart. And we'll do that by first just focusing on the heart with a heart-centered meditation, similar to what we've done in the past. And then we'll also do a similar exercise to what we've done before, where we revisit old wounds and old emotions and try to allow ourselves the space to feel the emotions we never were able to feel before, and allow our bodies to process and integrate those emotions so that they're no longer trapped inside us, no longer preventing us from connecting to our hearts, connecting to love. So any questions about that before we get started? All right, so let's get to it. So let's close our eyes again, find a comfortable seat, settle into our bodies. Let's begin again by imagining we're surrounded by a protective bubble. This safe, protective bubble surrounding us, keeping out any harm, keeping out negativity. Inside this bubble, we're safe, we're protected. No one can hurt us here. We can't hurt ourselves here. We can do no wrong here. We're safe, we're accepted, we're loved here. If you want to visualize this bubble, maybe it looks like a soap bubble with iridescent colors skittering across the surface. Swirling colors swirling around us, keeping us safe, keeping us protected. So now I invite you to bring your hands to the center of your chest, right over your heart chakra, or heart center, whatever you want to call it. Begin by just placing your hands over your heart center. Allow your hands to connect with your heart. You might notice a sensation of warmth starting to develop there between your hands and your heart. That's a connection forming between the chakras in your hands and your heart chakra. So as we feel this connection forming, this healing connection between our hands and our heart, imagine a glowing sphere developing in the center of your chest, glowing, glowing like a little sun deep inside you, bright, hot, fiery sun glowing in the center of your chest. Maybe as you inhale, it expands and gets a little bigger, grows a little bigger in your chest. And maybe as you exhale, it contracts slightly but glows brighter, fiercer, warmer. Inhale, this little sun inside of us is expanding, getting a little bit larger. And as we exhale, it contracts slightly but glows brighter. Just keep your mind focused on this little warm sun in the center of your chest. Getting brighter, getting warmer with each breath. Maybe you feel the warmth in your hands and in your chest getting warmer, getting stronger. Starting to soften the hard protective shell around our hearts. Each deep, slow inhale, sun expands a little bit. And with each exhale, it shrinks slightly, but grows, but glows brighter and hotter. Just keep imagining this warmth growing in your chest. Filling your heart center with warmth, happiness, joy, compassion, healing. If your mind starts to wander, just bring it back to that glowing sun in the center of your chest. Thoughts start to intrude. Just bring your attention back to this blazing sun in the center of your chest, warming up your heart center, thawing that shell around your heart. Any sensations start to arise in your chest, that's totally normal. You might feel pressure there. You might feel almost a pain or dull ache. It's totally normal. That's this warmth and heat acting on that protective shell, starting to soften it. Might even feel a little uncomfortable, but that's okay. Inside this safe, protected bubble, you don't need that protective shell. We're safe here. No one's going to hurt you here. Any negative self-talk that's arising in your mind, it's totally normal. Just smile at those thoughts. Imagine them burning up in this blazing ball of light in the center of your chest. Now keep imagining that blazing ball of light inside you. Keep feeling that warmth in your chest. And now also think back to a time in your life when you were wounded to the core. Someone said or did something that made your heart hurt. Made you feel devastated, small, alone, unworthy, undeserving of love. Just go back in time to when that happened. See yourself at that age, see that younger, vulnerable version of yourself being hurt. If you remember the feelings that came up, allow yourself to feel them. They may take a while for them to come up. That's fine. Just keep imagining yourself at that time. Maybe imagine giving your younger self a hug, wrapping that younger version of yourself in a protective hug, protecting them from that harm. Giving this younger version of yourself the love that you should have received in that time. Tell yourself it's okay to cry. It's okay to feel hurt. It's okay to feel small. okay to feel ignored. Whatever you're feeling, whatever you felt then, it's okay. If feelings are arising, if emotions are arising, just witness them, lean into them. There's no need to fear them, no need to hide from them anymore, no need to repress them any longer. Welcome them into the light. The feelings are intense or uncomfortable, that's okay. Overwhelming, it's okay. It might help to really examine any feelings, any emotions. Are they, do you feel them in a particular place in your body, in your heart, in your guts, your shoulders? Notice where in the body these emotions are coming up. Also notice the texture of the feeling. Is it a dull ache, a dull emptiness, sharp pain? Is it constant? Is it throb? Is it pulse? Give give adjectives to these feelings. That helps us experience them, helps us process them. Whatever's coming up, it's okay. If it ever gets too much, you can always focus on the breath again. Focus on breathing in nourishing, healing air into your chest, into your heart center. Exhale, letting anything release that's hurting you. Continuing to feel that warmth in your chest. Continue imagining that warm, fiery sun inside you. Burning away all old repressed emotions. Filling you with warmth, filling you with light, filling you with healing. Remember, you're still in this safe, protective, healing bubble. And giving more love to your younger, wounded self. Give them another big squeeze. Maybe you want to wrap your arms around yourself and give yourself a nice big hug, comforting, warm squeeze. Imagine you're squeezing your younger self, loving them, filling them with love, making yourself feel safe and protected, cared for, comforted. And keep giving yourself the love that you didn't have then, the caring that you didn't have then, the comfort you didn't have when you were wounded. Keep giving that to your younger, wounded self. Now let's start to leave the past behind us. Give your younger self one final loving squeeze, heartfelt hug. Tell yourself everything's okay. The past is behind us. The wound is behind us. And start to come back to the present. Closing that door to the past. Leaving the past behind us. Now let's do a little breathing exercise to help seal this healing practice. We'll do a variation on box breathing. We inhale for a count of 4, hold the inhale for 4, then exhale while counting to 4, holding the exhale for a count of 4. So let's all begin together by clearing the air from our lungs with a big exhale. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3. Now as we inhale, imagine we're breathing this healing, loving light into our chest. As you hold, just see it shining there in the center of your chest. As you exhale, imagine circulating that love and light throughout your entire body. As you hold the exhale, see yourself surrounded by this healing, loving light. Inhale, breathing, healing warmth and compassion into your chest. Hold, see it shining, feel it shining inside you in your chest. And exhale, let it circulate through your entire body. And hold, see your body surrounded by this shining, healing, protective light. So inhale, breathing in, filling your chest with love and light and healing. Hold, feel it, see it shining inside you. And exhale, let it move through your entire body, washing away old wounds, old repressed emotions, stirring up the stagnant energy. So as we sit and hold the exhale, we're just shining, peaceful, healing light. So continue that on your own for a couple minutes. When you're ready, you can allow your breathing to return to normal. Letting this exercise come to a conclusion, leaving the past behind us, coming back into our bodies, back into this present moment. Hopefully leaving some pain in the past, feeling lighter, feeling maybe a little more whole, a little more healed, a little happier. And when you're ready, you can Open your eyes and rejoin us.